Hello everybody. This is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Today we're going to work on our last week of Breast Cancer Awareness Week. And so we have made it a point to make arrangements every single week during the month of October. So today we are going to make a pretty pink arrangement, pink themed. We're going to use some pink carnations. These are standard carnations. We're going to use a two-toned pink stock, some bells of Ireland, and beautiful mixed foliage. Watch as we put this arrangement together. All right, so we are starting with a glass vase that has been filled with fresh water and a little bit of fresh flower food. Next, we're gonna add leather leaf. Now, I like to use leather leaf. It's an inexpensive greenery, so I like to base my arrangements with leather. Now, there is no rule that says you have to use any certain type of greenery. Just use what you have on hand. If you are making an arrangement similar to this and you have pretty different greens out in your yard, go and cut greens from your yard. I always say don't spend tons of money on your greens. I would rather see you spend more money on your flowers. So go and cut greenery. And there's so many different types in your yard that you can cut. There's evergreen if it's wintertime. You can cut magnolia or nandina, which is a pretty shrub that grows very easily here in Mississippi. But if in case you're not sure if your greenery will hold up, what I always say is cut it, put it in a vase of water and let it sit on your desk or your counter for a certain amount of time to see how well it will hold up. If it holds up, use it in flower arrangements. If it doesn't, you just know you can't cut that, okay? And if you're going to use flowers or greenery that you are not going to have in water, lay that on your counter, lay it on your desk for a short amount of time. See if it's going to hold up, and then you can use it. Like there are certain things that just won't hold up out of water, but then there's lots of things that will. So always try it, see if it'll work. If it doesn't, don't use it. Next, I'm coming in with silver dollar eucalyptus. I am taking and pulling some of the leaves off the bottom of the stem, and then I'm tucking that right into my vase of water. Now, when you are adding greenery to your arrangement, be sure that you try to pull off all of the leaves that fall below that water line. And you can certainly, after you're finished, pull it all out, clean out that water. The reason you don't want greenery in your water is because it aids in the growth of bacteria, and this will, if you pull the greenery out of the water, it will make your flowers last longer. Okay, so there is our silver dollar eucalyptus, and I have extra, so I'm going to set it to the side. Next, I'm going to come in with a little bit of myrtle. So we haven't had myrtle in so long, and I love it. So I am going to take and strip off the leaves on the bottom. Cut that stem at an angle. I love myrtle because of its height. It does make such a showy arrangement. And I don't know why it's been so long since I've ordered it. I just haven't ordered it in a long time. I also love the smell of myrtle. It smells real pretty. All right. So there's our myrtle. So we've got it pretty and green all the way around. Next, I'm going to come in with some lime flower. I've got some really pretty bells of Ireland, lime green bells. I'm going to take and pinch the tips out of my bells, and I'm just doing that because I think they look nicer without the leaves in the tip. If you like the leaves, absolutely leave them. I'm just taking and pinching that tip. Strip off any of those blooms that might fall below the water line. All right, so there's our pretty bells. I used 5 stems of bells in the top there. Next, we are going to come in with some stock. Now, this is a beautiful variety of stock that we don't get very often. It's very hardy. I do not know the variety. It is a two-toned bloom that's kind of a pinky lavender tone with some white. But it's a really, really hardy stock, and I love it. So here at Flowers by the Bunch, when I order stock, I often order a mixed box. I like to have the different mixed varieties. And so this happened to come in our mixed box of stock. So if you know this variety, please drop it in the comments. We would love to know this variety, because this would be one that I would not mind ordering an entire box of just this variety. They also have another variety that's very similar to this one. It's more of a mauve colored, a mauvey pink that's really pretty. So I took 5 stems of that stock and I tucked that into my arrangement. Next, we're going to come in with some beautiful pink carnations. Now, we are going to deliver this. We're doing our arrangement a little different this week. Instead of doing a giveaway, we are just making a beautiful pink arrangement and taking a bucket of pink carnations over to the breast clinic. And we wanted them to be able to give away pretty pink carnations to each of their clients that come in this week, and to remind people of the importance of screening. It is so important to be screened for breast cancer, and so that's why we wanted to do this beautiful arrangement of pink and take it to the breast clinic. Now, what I'm doing with these carnations is I'm taking them and I'm just placing them right in my hand, just like that. I made an O with my fingers and I'm just laying it right in there, and I'm kind of holding that calyx very softly, and then I am brushing those carnations just like that. Now, what that's doing is it is just opening up that bloom. Now, you don't want to do this with any other type of flower, only a carnation. Their blooms, their petals are really, really strong and resilient. So just be careful when doing this. You don't want to, number one, you don't want to pop his little head off, so that's why I've got him in my hand like this. And number two, don't brush any other flower except a carnation. So I'm just taking each stem. Now, I'm probably not going to use all these blooms, but it's not hurting to fluff them. Now, often they come in kind of tight. I'm going to show you the difference. See how that one's a little tight and this one I've opened up? So I just like to fluff them and open those blooms right up. It's amazing how fluffing anything makes such a difference. All right. There we go. All of our carnations have been fluffed. So next, I am just going to cut that stem, and we're going to put carnations all the way through this arrangement. Now, carnations come in almost every color in the rainbow. And if they don't come in that color, they can be dyed to be placed in that color. Now, I don't know if you have ever taken the time to dye carnations, but it's a really fun experiment, and you can do it with your children, and it's very inexpensive. But you can take food coloring and add it to the water. Cut the stem of your carnation fairly short and let it drink that colored water, and it will tint the flower itself. It's really, really fun, and it's really fun for the children. So all I'm doing is going all the way around in this arrangement. With my pretty pink carnations. The wonderful part about a carnation, and I know that carnations always get get such a terrible, they have a terrible wrap for some reason. I don't know why people don't like a carnation, but they come in so many fantastic colors. And some of the colors are even like an antiqued color, or the Moon series that is purple, but they last forever. I actually took some pretty carnations home one day and I just cut them and put them on my windowsill. I think I counted 6 weeks that those carnations lasted on my windowsill. And I did change out the water and I cut the stems and all that. But it was amazing to me at how long those carnations lasted. So if you want something that'll last so long, to the point where you'll just throw them away because you got sick of them, a carnation is your flower. I think it's so interesting though that the flowers that last the longest are always the least expensive, which I think is the craziest thing. I think the longer you last, the more expensive you should be. All right, so to finish this, I put all my carnations in. I'm going to get some more of that eucalyptus and come around the edge. I'm just going to add this to soften the edge of this vase. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, if you would do us a great big favor and give us a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to this channel. We would love to have you subscribe to this channel. And if you'll hit that little bell down below, it'll give you a notification for when we have new videos. We try to get at least 2 or 3 new videos up every week. So we would love for you to be a part of our little flower family and subscribe to our videos. Here is our very simple, very pretty carnation arrangement. Again, the flowers that we used were Bells of Ireland and some pretty stock and then pink carnations. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you real soon.